Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here, traveling with Bruce, and you might have noticed here right off the get-go, I'm holding a golden glass of brew, and that's why there's such a smile on my face. I'm in Hamburg, Germany, with Jennifer. If you notice that building there with the gold writing on it, that is where we were headed, being in Hamburg, the Miniature Museum here in Hamburg. It's the second year in a row that we have come to this town to specifically come back to this museum one more time. We stayed at the Madison Hotel, which is in this little lovely area of Hamburg, a bit of a residential office kind of building with some college and university campuses around here. Absolutely fantastic, dead quiet, lots of bikes, very few cars, and barely a block away you've got these parks. You have your local grocery store, your coffee shops. Absolutely wonderful. Folks here are enjoying a bit of a lunch hour right now, going for a little stroll or taking care of a couple of errands, calling friends from their apartments, and there's even a school group here getting some good old edumacation, how to build infrastructure like this in the middle of a city that's on the waterfront. That's the kind of education these kids get around here. And boys, it show. This town is absolutely beautiful. Hamburg. There, of course, are very, very busy parts of Hamburg where cars rule, and you want to be careful as a pedestrian. And then there's areas like this where you can ride your bike, rent one of those little electric scooters, and check out a place like this and head up to the top of the bell tower and look around. Jen and I wanted to come to Hamburg to see the Miniature Museum one more time, and when you go there, you are blown away. You can figure out what you want to watch, what turns you on, and I'll tell you what I really wanted to get a sense of this time around. I wanted to see some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, and right when you get off the elevator, I believe it's the second or third floor, you are right at the control center. This is where the young men and women are sitting behind computer terminals and screens, and they're watching what's going on from electrical, mechanical reports and sensors and onboard cameras like this one here that's on board a train going through a tunnel between displays. Quite amazing. I just stood here and filmed this and noticed how the track just rumbles along here, and you're back out. This is, the public can see you here, the train coming into a train station here. The complexity of this thing is just mind-numbing. You have these figures standing here on the platform. They're all individually hand-painted by really craftspeople, real good craftspeople. Absolutely realistic. It's something. Flashing lights are going, signals are going. Just outside this little train station, you'll have vehicles moving and buses, and it's incredible. This museum is one of a kind. It really is absolutely fascinating to watch and enjoy. Like I said, I just stood here and just filmed this camera on top of this model train going along. I took a look at another one of the guys' terminals here, and here are, 12 cameras, different views of the museum. In some cases, what the people are doing. In most cases, what's happening with the displays to make sure that nothing is malfunctioning. It's unreal. They can move the cameras, of course. Some of them, they can move them. They can see people doing this little squats here. This guy's trying to flex his knees and, lessen the strain on his back, I guess. You can spend hours walking through here, and it can wear you down. So they got handrails to lean on, and they have a cafeteria you can go and sit down in and relax and get a bite to eat or a cup of coffee. But look at these kids. These youngsters are in their 20s and 30s. Can you imagine what these kids are doing. It's amazing. It's just amazing. The fellow on the very far right there, he's testing one of the rail cars. You see him? There's a track there, you see, and he's making sure the wheels are working properly. I mean, this is the ultimate railroader set, if you've ever thought of one. Of course, they have the airport as well. And look at these diagrams with all of these things. Here's this guy touching the screen and changing his views, and here's another guy with his mouse there and studying his layouts. And my God, unbelievable. There's like 8 of them in there right now, just monitoring everything. We had just barely opened for the day, and we're watching all this activity is going on already. I mean, we just barely started. Absolutely incredible what you see here. This image coming up here, I was watching a gentleman through a window. This is one of these repair guys. This guy is maintaining and probably repairing either rail cars or rail engines that, little locomotives that need work from time to time. They need to be cleaned out. Sometimes they get dust in there, and other times they have to change out their motors. Look at all the parts. Look at these drawers. Hundreds and hundreds of drawers, all filled with little tiny screws and nuts and bolts and wiring and you name it. Got to work with your hands and magnifiers and all of that. This is the stuff I love. Here's some test track. They're obviously testing the tracks, making sure the current runs through them properly. And here's an old locomotive or show locomotive. I'm not sure why it's there, but it's there. And then here, I noticed through this doorway these drawers standing on top of each other, just stacked. And inside this one drawer, look at that. I think there were 16 different rail cars or locomotives in that one drawer, just that drawer. And then I zoomed in on all the drawers behind those drawers, and you can see it's like 8 feet high. And I don't know how many there are. 5 across times 20. Is there 100 of them with 16 each? Are there 3,000 little rail cars in that thing? Unbelievable. And then, of course, here you see the thing, and, you see the rail cars in action. You don't think anything of it as a visitor. As a visitor, you come here and you see these displays, and you just kind of watch these trains meander along, and you don't know who's operating them. It's a computer. And they're just doing their thing. And then you zoom back and realize, look at the size of this. Look at those 2 people in the middle of it. How huge this thing is. And this is, not even 1% of the entire display. I came across this area here, kind of an amusement park here with these rides all going. And then I noticed all the people, not only on the rides, but walking between all of these roller coasters and bumper cars and tilt-a-whirls and you name it. You can see the fellow's hand there on the left, how tiny these figures really are in relation to the size of us. I mean, it's miniature museum, man. It's unbelievable. You can stand here for 15 minutes and not see it all. You'll miss so much. There are so many little details. I tried to zoom in on the little figures, that are around it. There's that tilt-a-whirl. And each one of these little characters, these little figurines are hand-painted, different colors for their pants, their shirts, their dresses, their purses, their hair color. Look at that. Just, you can't, I can't zoom in enough to really show you, but going way back past all those amusement rides and other things, way over there are a couple of thousand of them right here in this area alone. There's a huge Ferris wheel going. Absolutely stunning. As people are grabbing their cameras, using their iPhones, which is what I did, by the way. I'm using an iPhone just to do this. We're talking amateur hour here. But boy, these displays even make an amateur like me look good. Came across this soccer stadium. You'll see this in a second. Here we go. I saw this soccer stadium, so at first I figured I'd zoom in on where the people were down at the bottom outside, and there's this poster talking about an act or a performer coming. And then here's the stadium itself. This is actually a real stadium. I think this one is in Hamburg. I could be wrong, but I believe this one is located in Hamburg itself. And does it hold 40,000 people? I don't know. But there are fans in the stands here. They actually have a soccer match on the go here, a football match, Hamburger versus FC St. Pauli, it looks like. And the fans are in the stands there, and you zoom out and you see the end zone there, and there's the players down below, and the plexiglass above. Isn't that amazing to see all that? Just nuts. And then folks are taking photos with their flash cameras in the audience. They're taking photos. And I tried to kind of zoom in on it from different angles. You can walk almost all around it, and you see a lot of little tiny details the closer in you get with your zoom lens. This is where you can come to this place day after day and not see it all. It's just impossible to absorb everything that's going on here. Really stunning and really cool. If you're into engineering, you're going to love this thing. There's the goalkeeper at the ready. Right on. Here's another display. This is a fairly large railroad yard here, and folks walking around it to see the various villages and buildings and houses and hotels and churches. And I'll tell you, these displays, they're not of, let's say, today only. Some of them are, 2023 relevant. But some of these displays are, from years ago, to kind of sort of be like a time capsule. And some of them are very current. But boy, trains operating everywhere. You start to ignore them because it just seems so normal that all of these trains are constantly rolling along, coming into the station and then leaving the station and going over bridges and going into tunnels. You just take it for granted that, just another little area. Here's a huge rail facility. I think this might even be the Hamburg station with the roof removed, to give you an idea. Here's a shot, too. Every 20 minutes or so, the entire facility goes slowly but surely, it goes dark. And you see all the displays now in the middle of the night. And this looks like a Christmas scene of some kind. I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's more difficult to film, though, I have to say. I noticed off in the distance, this unit here, just let me show you right here. There you go. I noticed that glowing thing way over there in the distance, and I thought I would zoom in on it. And as I do, my camera lightens up and picks up more detail. It's typical of an Apple iPhone. And sure enough, there's Mount Rushmore. 4 presidents of the United States over there. I thought that was pretty kind of cool, showing Mount Rushmore. In the when all the lights are on, you wouldn't notice this so much, but in the dark with them highlighted like that, they really stand out. But again, as I zoom back, you'll see my exposure completely change, and you'll really understand just how they glow all by themselves way over there. And that's Las Vegas in the distance over there, folks. This is the U.S. sort of display. They put a sort of a Midwest West display up, including some of the Las Vegas hotel and casinos with moving vehicles, trains, so on. All the lights going. Here we have a daytime shot here. I think, this is Texas. You got the oil well there, and you got those Cadillacs stuck in the ground. A number of you out there have probably seen this. I think this is Route 66, if I'm not mistaken. And these Cadillacs are world famous now. A lot of folks go and they try to spray paint even more spray paint on them and then get their photos taken with them. But there's Here's some aliens here. I guess this is Area 66 that they're trying to highlight, whatever it is. There, it looks like one of the guys from that movie with Will Smith. I'm trying to remember the name of that movie where he has you to look at this, and then he flashes of light at you, and then you can't remember what you saw. You remember the name of that movie? Hey, look at the trains here. Spiral tunnels through these Badlands, through Utah and Arizona and New Mexico. Really cool stuff. The logistics of this all is absolutely stunning. Look at all the folks there. More adults watching than children. I have to tell you, there are kids here, but really, boy, I'll tell you, if you're an adult in your 30s and 40s, you're going to regret bringing your kids. Yes, the kids will love it, sure. And you'll be happy how delighted they are. Oh, sure. But deep down inside, you're going to say to yourself, God, I wish I could just come here, maybe just my wife and I on our own, or if I could just come here by myself and hang out here for a few hours, I could really take this in. But the kids, they want to see action. They want to see different stuff all the time, and they don't want to sit still. That's the way kids are. The space shuttle, here it is, getting ready to launch. They squeezed in a lot of stuff here about America. I had no idea the space shuttle would take off just outside of Vegas, but apparently it does. And just as it was taking off, the night sky fell over the western U.S., and up it went. Kind of cool how they do all that. There you go. Some of the statistics of this place are just mind-blowing. Here's an Ada, the Ada Blue cruise ship, by the way. This thing in real life is about 900 feet long, 120 feet wide, 12 decks high. It's a full-blown operating cruise ship. And there's a model of it with a train beside it, trucks beside it, coming into port and visiting for the day or getting more provisions added to it. There goes the train. It was pretty cool to kind of hang around it a little bit and film it. There goes the train, and you can see the pool deck and everything else. The entire layout of this facility, they say it's 1,490 square meters. Now, in square feet, some of you will have calculators. You'll be able to figure this out. If I'm not mistaken, this has got to be 150,000 square feet. I could be wrong. I probably am. Look at that pool down there. Isn't that neat? This, by the way, was neat. I saw this ship here operating. It came from way back there, and watch what I did. I'm zooming in here just a minute. You're going to see the operator of that ship. You see that guy way back there under that bridge? You see him. He's studying something down there. He's operating that ship. He's making it move. And that is really, really cool. This entire display has got to be 60 feet long. It's like 20 yards. It's huge. And here's a castle, a scene of a castle. I don't know if it's Versailles or where exactly, but this reminds me of the Castle Charlottenburg in Berlin. Pretty neat looking thing there with all the gardens. The cost to build this facility, this entire, everything you're looking at, is still ongoing, of course. Every time someone comes in and pays an admission, they're adding to the cost of the unit. They're still adding to it, by the way. This entire miniature museum is still being added to. 39 million euros have been spent so far on it. 39 million euros. That's about today's exchange rate here, September 2023. That's 45 million American dollars. Since 2000, they've been building on this thing since 2000. Just amazing, absolutely amazing. And a few other little features about it. There are 9,250 cars and trucks in the museum. They keep adding, they keep revising these numbers, of course, every year. A lot of which are mechanized and motorized. Look at the train here, this set here. Look at the size of this thing. There are 1,380 signals for rail signals. They've used 760,000 hours of construction time to build all of this, and every week thousands of hours more with all the employees that run this place. 4,110 different buildings exist. I tried to zoom in here on some of this, some of these models. When you get close enough, don't mind my thumb over top of my camera lens, but I saw this sort of canyon and the water, fall coming down. I thought, I'll just go up it. And I hear these sheep. Oh, isn't that beautiful? And I thought, we have a naked woman here. We better stop this right now because this is a PG-rated channel. I better cut that out. Okay, Bruce, stop that. Okay, here we go. We're okay now. And here we are in the Swiss Alps. This is a ski run, a ski lift going way up at the top here. Kind of like the Eagle's Nest from James Bond, I guess. 410 buildings. Isn't that incredible? 260,000 characters. 42 planes are flying. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But you see a lot of these cable car rides operating, and I saw this one. First I thought I'd zoom in on it, and then I'd zoom back from it to just give you an idea how tiny it is compared to the rest of the model. As you see now, people on the other side over there, and I'm above this thing now, and I'm kind of going up some stairs. I'm trying to hold my camera as steady as I can, and I'm trying to show you now the view from above this cable car as it's descending, so you can see way down. This is about a 25 foot tall model, 3 stories, and there are trains everywhere, and vehicles running, cable cars running. It goes day to night, night to day. There's the other cable car going the other direction. Absolutely stunning. Just stunning. And you can be here for an hour looking at this model, and you will not see all of it because there are so many tiny details that you will miss. I try to zoom in here. I'm still zooming in on that cable car somewhat, and now I'm zooming in what's below it. Just incredible. 1,040 trains are running all the time. Here's the airport, by the way. You know what it's like when you come into a busy airport, or maybe you don't. Mayhem with parking and driving in and out. People are departing. People are arriving. Cabs are coming and going. People dumping friends off. All kinds of other vehicles coming and going. Emergency vehicles. Look at this scene. This is accurate. I'm not sure where this is. I don't know if this is a real airport somewhere. I can't tell you. But this is really something. With all the human figures there. I was zooming closer to me. The parking garages and this area here. And then I noticed there was a helicopter here. And this is a helicopter. I don't understand. I don't either. I don't understand either. Here's an emergency medical thing, and here's the airport inside the miniature museum. I believe that plane just came in for a landing, a 747 from Lufthansa. They got this operating runway here. Here's a plane getting ready to take off. It's another Lufthansa aircraft. That's an A340. That's 4 engines. An A340, a long, wide-body plane. They don't make these anymore. These have been replaced with A350 twin-engine planes. But here it comes. Here she goes, rolling down the runway. People are watching from one side and the other. Here it goes. Down the runway she barrels. And then we'll have the rotation, and there it goes. She's in the air, and she's heading out into the wild blue yonder. Look at that. And we have planes that come in for a landing. We might have one here. Yeah, we got the Beluga plane. This is the plane from Airbus with parts to build new planes. So that's a transport jet there. quite something. Just as it was becoming evening here in the airport. Quite amazing. People standing here for hours watching this, it seems. Here's it looks like a Lancaster 4-engine prop from the 50s to getting ready to go. This was cutting edge aircraft. American Airlines and others had these 4-engine radial engines. These could fly across the Atlantic, but they would stop in Iceland for refueling. They'd go from New York to Gander, Newfoundland, to Iceland, and then into London. And they would have pressurized cabins and first-class service, but at 350 miles an hour, not 550 miles an hour. So it'd be an all-day flight to get across the Atlantic or back, but sure beat taking a ocean liner a lot faster. There she went down the way. It just showing you. I'm showing you this angle to show you how long this runway is. When I zoom in on it, you don't get to see it. Here, what did I cover here? Sometimes I even fool myself. Oh, this is a stadium. Yeah, this is a concert that was happening at a stadium, and they took a wedge of the stadium out so that you as the viewer could get a view deep into this gigantic football, soccer type stadium. But you can see all the concert goers on the pitch, and then all the concert goers sitting in the stands, and the light show happening. And in the background, there's music playing. I can't allow the music to play because that would be a copyright violation. But there's the inner stage area where the really big ticket players pay big money. Then the folks on the floor that are closer to the stage behind those guys, and then the folks in the stands. But this was pretty cool. A lot of people stopped and watched this. I don't know who this artist is. It's a female artist. I don't know her. I am an old man, so of course, how do I know? But a number of fans or a number of folks who were here kind of took a shine to this. They kind of liked this display. I now came all the way around the stadium to now look into the stadium from that open wedge, and now I can zoom in for you to kind of go all the way down to the stage and get a better look. And then just nearby was this display. This is the Mardi Gras in Brazil, I believe, and this is a parade stretch here that they put together with moving parts and moving everything, moving displays in the middle, and a lot of people were watching this. There were a lot of people buzzing around this one, especially those from South America. They found this fascinating to see. It went from evening to daylight while I was filming this, and it was kind of cool to note this. There's some folks walking by in the background. Flash bulbs going off in the stands and everything. Really neat. You got to come here, man. 130,000 trees have been used. 15.5 kilometers of railway track, which is kind of like 11 miles of railway track. 385,000 LEDs have been used. Look at this thing here. This is a new display. I think they're still building on this. Here is simulated rough waves and these ships. I've never seen this before. This is brand new. I didn't see this last year. I thought this was really cool. If you bring your camera right in, you can just be engulfed with this view. Just amazing. That was pretty cool. And then I came across another display here. I saw this black sheep all by itself. I couldn't help myself. There's always one black sheep, I guess. I guess it's a goat. He was sort of stuck on the outside of this fence. I'm not sure. I don't know what the sign meant. M-E-W-Y. Mewy? I don't know. But what caught my eye wasn't necessarily this. As I was showing and zooming backwards to the caged up animals here, I came across this little scene, but that's not what I want to show you. Watch this. Just give me a second here, because there's so many of these, and of course, forgive my hand. I'm just, pathetic amateur here. But look at that. Look at the sheep on top of each other. The pyramid. They're breaking out. They're looking for a breakout, I bet you. They're going to try to spring a guy here. Look at that. One on top of the other. I thought that was pretty cool. Very inventive. I came across another one of these huge stadiums, and I decided I would zoom right into these figures on a one-on-one basis to show you how many of these figures there are. As I said, they've talked about 260,000 figures, and well, here's some of them. But why are they colored red, black, green, white, blue? What's with these colors? And then when you zoom out, you realize, oh my God, look at this. They spell Hamburg. I'm not sure if Hamburg attempted to get the Olympics for 2024 or not, and failed, because the games are in Paris, I believe. But they may have made this back in 2020 or 2018, 2016, as part of a kind of a, part of the bid or something. I don't know if the museum did their own little thing. So then I zoomed back in again. I saw the Olympic rings, and I came right back down here to the first row. And I thought, well, let's zoom back in here. There's a figure without its head, by the way. That's kind of weird. Sometimes people touch these things, and they shouldn't. But look at this. Look at the row of people, the rows and rows and rows of there going up. Isn't that amazing? I thought that was pretty cool. And just off to the side, these back room areas here where all the magicians are. This is a new area they're expanding into. So we're witnessing here the building out of a new display. I don't know what it is, where it is, how it is, but you can see these magicians over here, these artists behind their benches. They've moved in here, and they're building out, constantly building, moving, moving. Another display, another display, another display. And here, again, you can see these little models back here that are under construction or being maybe retrofitted or being repainted or refurbished or just cleaned up. And I thought these benches were pretty cool. With here's all these little vehicles. See all these vehicles here? They're all going to get hand painted. Every one of them. Amazing. There's some that are painted already that are on these stands. They're just drying off, and away they go. Here's a master over there, and the young guy's watching what he's doing. They're sharing their expertise and growing and learning how this is all done. New employees coming in. And here's something that stopped me in my tracks. It was in the hallway. I'd gone to the bathroom, actually, and I was kind of walking along the hallway. I saw this display. I thought, look at the size of this display, all lit up, all behind glass. And pretty well, almost every vehicle here is in red, some in yellow. These are all emergency vehicles, different kinds of emergency vehicles. I was stunned by this. Ambulances and fire engines, tow trucks and police cars, and you name it. People are, as you notice, people are coming and going while I'm filming this because it's a hallway. Most people don't even pay attention to it. They just kind of walk right by. I came up to this and I zoomed in and zoomed in and zoomed in and saw some of these from North America, some of these from Europe. And I thought, this is really something, really, really something. And I thought I'd show you just some of the detail that every one of these models, they pretty well have to be painted. They arrive, I believe, here in plain white. They're just a gray white plastic, like the top of that truck there. And then everything has to be painted from there to make it look accurate. And I thought this was really something. Unbelievable. There were thousands of these. Absolutely thousands of these in this display case. And I thought, look at the fact that on top of the glass there's no dust. Can you imagine if the boss said to you, hey, listen, Chuck, I want you to dust every truck and vehicle and clean the glass inside this display unit. Are you kidding me? I would think this is done once every 2 years, not every week. Isn't that amazing? Just endless petroleum trucks and delivery vans and every conceivable type of vehicle that has been developed and made over the years and decades to power up our world and make it better. Isn't that something else? I got started on. I just couldn't stop filming it. I thought I'll do one shelf and another, and I'll do a couple more. The hell with it. I'll just do this whole row here. Thousands and thousands of vehicles that are just sitting there, and I'm sure over the years they've been on display, and over the years they've changed the displays, and these vehicles are stored here. For whatever reason, they're just stored here. And are they going to add to this? I don't know, but that's impressive. That wouldn't fit in my living room, I'll tell you that. If I were a collector, I would not be able to fit that in my living room. I saw a new display getting closer to opening. This is Monte Carlo, the Grand Prix, the Monaco Grand Prix. They're going to have a display of the race, and I can imagine they're going to have racing cars going around here. This is the swimming pool area right downtown there, and it's under construction right now, so stand by, folks, in the next year or two. Monte Carlo. The Monte Carlo Grand Prix will be on display. A glimpse into the future. And here is a glimpse into the past. Rome, the Vatican, and St. Peter's Square. Here's the Colosseum here. There's the wedding cake, the big monument that the Italians have nicknamed the wedding cake. It's all white. Looks like a big decoration on top of a cake, and thousands of tons of people watching this say they love this. Here's some more. The trivia fountain is on display right here. A lot of people get a kick out of seeing this. Getting close to the end of this video. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to give us a thumbs up if you like this, and subscribe to this channel. I'll have more videos coming. Here we go, another view of this particular display, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is Switzerland. Yes, it is. This is the very bottom of the Swiss model display, the very bottom, and I'm going up, and those cable cars I was showing you are on the upper left, way over there, and this is 3 stories high, and they are showing what a bridge in the Alps under construction would look like, the kind of technology you need to build it. And here we going up here to the side of the mountain. I saw this stream going up, and thought I'd go right to the top there. That walkway on the left there is 10 feet up at least, and I was up there earlier shooting down from that. It is just amazing. So cool. Most people, they look at it and go, oh yeah, it's kind of nice. Sure. Oh, look over here, something else. And off they go. And they miss so many of these little details that are here with these trains running. I saw this one. This is the Glacier Express train. If you're ever in Switzerland, you can take the Glacier Express between, I think it's St. Moritz and Zermatt, through the Alps. And this is an 8-hour train ride, luxury train ride. Those are just a couple of the different cars they have available. And the train goes like 30 miles an hour, 20, 40 miles an hour, through some of the gorges and over waterfalls and through ravines. It is world class. And so I saw that. Here's a shot of a station in the Alps, and you can see here layer upon layer upon level of construction to build this all out. Truly world-class museum in Hamburg, Germany. You have to come here. It's about $15 to $20 to get an admission. They do it right. The folks who run this thing, they sell tickets online, which is how we bought ours. And you can buy tickets that give you a certain time that you can go in. Jennifer and I, we bought tickets that got us in right at the 8:30, 8 o'clock opening. So we were allowed to show up first thing in the morning, stay as long as we wanted. Other people, they had tickets that would let them in at 9 or 10 or 12 or 2. And if you wait until noon or 1 o'clock, you're now dealing with, a full museum already. Of course, people, they come and they go all day long. But earlier the better. We were in there for 3 hours, and then we ended up with a break in the cafeteria they have, just to sit down and rest and get a little nibble, coffee or something, and then continued on again, and very much enjoyed it. It's worth every penny, folks. You have to come to Hamburg. You have to spend a few days in Hamburg to really enjoy the city. Quite a unique place, and this museum is one of the highlights that, pardon me, that will await you if you come. This here is a castle in the daytime when the daylights are on. It's a castle, but when they turn it down, they turn the lights off, they put a laser show on this thing, and that is really cool. There had to have been 100 people just stopped. They're all mesmerized by it, by this unique little light show that was going on. Kind of cool. Nearby was Mount Etna, which was also kind of cool. Back to the Switzerland display. I wanted to show off the rocks and the cliffs and the gorges and all this stuff that was, how do they build this stuff? How do they do this? How many thousands of hours of work did it take to make all this work? It is truly incredible. There's a hot air balloon there. Rail lines up here and bridges over there and people standing way over back there. I'm at another angle now. I'm on the other side of this entire display, showing it from yet another angle. That little alpine village over there. All these rail lines up here. And a quick last visit back to the airport. I noticed here a plane coming in for a landing. And then we had a special treat. After that plane landed, it was time for the Millennium Falcon to go for its little ride. So they see her get powered up there. The Millennium Falcon is heading for the runway area over there, and a UPS plane is behind it. It's going to taxi into position, and the Millennium Falcon is waiting for the other plane to vacate the runway. And here goes the UPS plane. It's going to be moved up a little bit now to get in behind the Millennium Falcon and wait its turn to take off into the sky. There it goes. There she goes. All computerized. It's amazing. And we'll see the Millennium Falcon in just a second here fire up her engines and get ready for launch. There were, 100 people in this room waiting for this moment. Here it goes. She's firing up her engines. Here it is. Up. There she goes. And off. And unfortunately, that's all I could get because look at all the folks. A few seconds after this thing took off, they all left. They all left after that. As it turned out, nighttime was falling on the airport. I came kind of from this angle to show off where all the hangars are and all the parking garages are and the entryway and exit way. This thing is functioning day and night, and see all the tail lights of the cars over here, blinkers and everything. It's just amazing. The detail, the amount of detail that's been put into this is truly, truly stunning. There's the taxi area there, the gates, the runway way off into the distance, and vehicles operating on the tarmac there, coming and going, planes coming in, going out. As I said, there are 42 planes that fly through this airport. 42. A lot of different airlines are represented here. Here's Condor. It's kind of a charter airline. They're coming in. 1,040 trains. Amazing. 9,250 cars, trucks. 4,110 buildings. Isn't it something? Multiple planes moving at the same time in different directions. Just stunning. You can stay here for an hour and just watch this happen. You don't see the same thing twice. Really cool. Thanks again, by the way, for supporting this channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's a long one. All about the Miniature Museum in Hamburg 2023. A little bit of behind-the-scenes footage there for you. Hope you enjoyed it. We sure enjoyed it. Loved coming here and getting a real good view of the place. Millions of visitors come through here, have and probably still will. And they're expanding it. They've moved into a second building, which has a walkway over to it. One last look at the control room as I was heading out and noticed this plane was taxiing along, and I thought, oh, there's obviously a camera in the tail of this plane. There's the Concorde over there on the upper right. I've seen that take off last year. That's kind of cool. And this plane is just kind of lumbering along here. I thought that was kind of neat. Obviously, one of the controllers is, they keep an eye on these models from every angle. As it is, it's just going down the tarmac here. It's headed down the tarmac. Maybe it's going to take off and say it's goodbye to us. Really neat job these kids have. If you're a railroad fan or a railroad model fan, you will come here. You will find a way to come to this location. You have got to see this place in action. They do offer behind-the-scenes tours, 7 people at a time, with one interpreter to kind of show you the behind-the-scenes stuff. But yeah, this plane is coming in for a takeoff. It's coming into the end of the runway to get ready to head into the wild blue yonder. And as it does, I want to say thank you one more time for being here. Please subscribe to Traveling with Bruce. And thank you for the thumbs ups, if you can throw us one. And we'll catch you next time on another video as we update you on our European travels and other travels. Here we go. We're getting ready to go. And as soon as we take off, this video is over. Get ready, kids. The engines are firing up. Getting ready to roll down this highway, this runway. And up into the wild blue yonder. Okay, here we go. I feel it. It's going to happen. I know it. It's coming. Spool it up. Here we go. Here we go. We're rolling. We're rolling down the runway, baby. You guys have a good one. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now. Up into the wild blue yonder. You gotta love it.